hope you feel all okay. So we're going to run through some Pilates with you. Remember, if you've got knee problems, back problems, anything, any sort of injury, then please make sure that you use an easier option, okay? We'll start beginner's level as level 1, and then we push it up from there. But work to where you feel comfortable. Now, you can rest at any time, okay? And have a drink at any time. That's it. So we'll do like a little bit of preparation before we come down on the floor, get ourselves a little bit mobile, and then we'll move into those main exercises. Okay? So, standing nice and upright, nice and tall. Toes and knees point forwards, shoulders are down relaxed. Make sure that you're balanced and central. So you can just gently rock side to side, forwards and backwards. Make sure you've got an even distribution of weight across both of your feet. Don't feel like you're leaning, you don't feel lopsided. We're then going to find our neutral spine, so we're tilting our pelvis forwards and backwards. We're finding the position where our back feels the most comfortable, referred to as our natural lordotic curve, our neutral spine, okay? So once you're happy that your back is comfortable, we find and engage the core muscles. Now the pelvic floor is the muscle from within, the one you would use to stop mid-flow if you're on the toilet, okay? So imagine that muscle is attached to a lift, and you're going to draw that muscle up from within as far as you can, so the top floor, floor number 10. So it's quite uncomfortable, you wouldn't be able to maintain it, so I want you to take it down to floor 5, and then down to floor 3, and leave it there. And then imagine you've got a belt around your middle with 10 notches to the belt. Pull the belt into notch number 10 as tight as it'll go, out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and leave it there. So what we've done is we've tightened, we've made a feeling of tightness around the centre of the body, alright, through the core. Holding from the core, maintaining the neutral spine, we then breathe from the rib cage, hands on the ribs, fingertips touch, taking a nice deep breath in, lateral thoracic breathing, and release. Deep breath in, and release. Good, relax those arms down. So just begin by pedaling through your feet one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. Just allow those shoulders to gently rotate round one way and then the other. Good. You're going to lift all the way up onto those toes and release. Lift all the way up onto those toes and release. I'm just setting my watch for Pilates. One more time, lift all the way up and release. Good. So with your left leg, I want you to step forward, bring the body forwards and down, and then push yourself back into the centre and change legs. Now, if you can, you're lengthening your back leg. So you should side on, yeah? You're lengthening through the back leg. The heel comes up off the floor, step forward, and just bring the body forwards and down as far as comfortable for you. So one more to each leg, please. Last one here. And then we're stepping out to the side. Reach up, over, and then back into the middle. Other way. So we're lengthening through one leg. We're bending the knee on our moving leg. More importantly, we're lengthening through the side of the body, through the waist, lateral flexion. One more here, into the middle, hold it here. Bringing those arms in front. Take a breath in, breathe out, rotate one way. Breathe in, come back to the middle. Breathe out, go the other way. Breathe in, come to the middle. So as you rotate, you're trying to keep your hips nice and central, so you're not moving from the hips, you're moving from your waist. Breathe out, rotate. Good. One more here. Comes into the middle and release the arms down. So you're just going to take 1 foot forward, you're going to circle round, you're going to lift the knee up, you're going to open, close, toe forward, circle round. On the same leg, lift the knee up, balance, open, close, toe forward. Circle round, lift the knee up, Try and balance here. Open and close. Keep it here, keep it here. Ankle goes one way and then the other. And place that foot down. Other leg comes forward. Point the toe. Circle round. Lift the knee up and balance. Open the hip. Return. Toe forward. So if you're worrying about your balance, you can always maybe hold on to something, touch the wall. Last one here. If you don't want to lift your leg, you can always just do your little hip twitch from there. Hold it, ankle goes one way, and then the other. Lovely, place that foot down. So standing towards the back of your mat, you're going to breathe in, you're going to tuck the chin to your chest. You're going to breathe out and begin to gently roll down through your spine. Allow your arms to hang and relax, and then when you're ready, breathe in, breathe out, begin to gently roll back up through the back. Rebuild your back vertebrae by vertebrae, relax the shoulders when you get to the top. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down through your back. Soften the knees. Allow your arms to hang and relax. Then when you're ready, gently begin to roll back up, rebuild the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. As you reach the top, relax the shoulders and reset. So we're going to be rolling down this time and making our way down to the floor, okay? So breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down. At your lowest point, you're going to walk your hands forward and lower those knees down to the floor. So we're in a nice box position. We've got our core muscles drawn up and we've got our back nice and flat, okay? So from here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, push one leg out along the floor. Breathe in and drag the leg back in. So we're going to alternate between the legs. Keep that head nice and still. Pushing the leg out, level 1. Dragging the leg back in. Level 2. Fully extend, then raise. No higher than the body. Breathe in, toes touch down. And then draw the leg back in. So you've got to make sure that when you lower, your toes touch the floor before your knee does. And then bring it in. Level 3, slide and extend the arm out along the floor. Bring it back in at the same time as the leg. Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to gently lower. And return. And then your last option here, arm can raise at the same time as the leg, fingers and toes touch down, and then they all draw back in. Now whichever level you decide to work at, you've got to make sure that the back remains nice and central, nice and still. Don't allow the back to dip or arch. You've got to keep those core muscles zipped up, pulled in and in place. Breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathe in, sorry if you can hear a bit of banging, that's my husband. And bring that leg back in, it's the cupboard. Breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathe in to gently lower and draw it back in. So I'm going to ask you please for one more on each side. Swimming. Once you've done those 2, you're going to carefully bring yourself down onto your forearms and elbows. Now you need to be looking down between your wrists, okay? So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to draw your pelvis up. So your pelvis is lifted. Level 1, stay here. Level 2, bring the knees up off the floor. Level 3, make sure the body stays in a straight line. Come up onto your hands. Now your knees are off the floor here. We're not doing a kneeling plank. Not in level 3 anyway. If you wanted to keep your knees down, then you're down on your forearms and elbows, level 1. Now, only work at the level that's comfortable for you. If you begin to shake or wobble, it's a sign of muscle fatigue, okay? So take a little rest, join back in when you're ready. If one level's too much, go back down a level. You can try the extra, the higher levels. If they're not for you, then just bring it back down again. So I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths here. When you've completed your 2, you're going to gently lower all the way down. You're going to bring your legs together. You're going to bring your hands into the small of the back. And you're going to have your forehead down, okay? You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you lift those legs. Now, those legs are as together as possible, okay? You're going to breathe in, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, breathe in and lengthen. Now, my head is slightly angled because I'm looking at the camera, okay? But you should have your forehead down, and it should be central, so the neck stays in line with the rest of the spine. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, breathe in and lengthen. So we've got a double leg kick, working through the back of the thigh and the bottom. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, breathe in. So in your double leg kick, 2 more breaths please. When you've done your 2, relax the legs down, release the arms. We're coming back to leg pull. Level 1, knees down. Level 2, knees up. If you want level 3, come all the way up onto the hands. Now, there is a level 4, okay? But you've got to do it properly, because a lot of the time people lose the technique. They try and do a higher level, but actually they're not ready for it. So be careful. Here, then you breathe in. As you breathe out, one leg comes up. As you breathe in, it lowers down. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower. Now, very often what I'll see is buttons come up in the air. You've got to stay in that diagonal position. Pull the belly button up. In all of those options, the bottom is down, okay? It's not sticking up. So in your leg pull, strengthening from your core and your lumbar spine, please complete 3 more deep, full breaths. Once you've completed those 3, you can gently release, and you're going to turn to one side. Now we're going to have the elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Don't let the arm be there. Look what's happened. The rib cage has dropped down. So elbow under the shoulder, hoist the rib cage up, and then you've got this nice open space underneath the rib cage. Legs are bent, soles of the feet are in line with the bottom, and I'm just going to bring my hand here, and all we're going to do is a side bend rotation. So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to rotate forward and down, and then you're going to breathe in and come back up, okay? Breathe out, rotate forward and down, breathe out and come back up. Level 2, bring that hip up off the floor. Remember, you're moving through your waist, through your back. I don't want you to just move the head on its own. If you want to go further, legs can come out straight. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Every time you come back to the middle, open the chest, okay? Don't let that head hang. Breathe out, forward and down. Breathe in to open. And I'm going to ask you here for one more rotation. Then you can carefully allow yourself to lower, don't just drop. And then lower and lengthen all the way out. So your head is going to rest down on the arm. Your legs are lengthened, one on top of the other. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked, okay? Hand is there for your balance. Core muscles zipped up and pulled in. So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs without rolling forwards and backwards, okay? Good. So your top leg will lift and then it will kick. Your bottom leg stays absolutely still. Breathe in, breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. So your bottom leg is lifted and still. If it is too much, then take the bottom leg down to the floor. You've got to try and keep your head and neck in line with the spine. If you want to go further, take the supporting hand away. Might have to make the movements a little bit smaller. And then your next option would be to bring it all the way over into that torpedo position. Bottom leg lifted and still. Now there is no set distance or height to where the leg has to go to. You're only moving as far as comfortable for you. But if you're moving and you're rolling your hips, you need to make it smaller, okay? If you're kicking and rolling, make it smaller. So in your side kick, side raise combination, please complete one more of each move. Then bring those legs back together and carefully release them down. Give the hip a little bit of a rub if you need to, and then when you're ready, I'd like to push yourself up so that you're sitting, okay? Now, when you come to seated position, I want you lengthened back, shoulders down and relaxed, chin up off the chest. So I want you to breathe in and tilt the pelvis under, literally like I push my finger into your belly button. So you tilt, lower spine, the tailbone tucks under, then you breathe out and begin to lower. You only go as far as comfortable. Then you breathe in and start to lift up. Then you breathe out and continue all the way up. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out and lower as far as you can go. Breathe in, start to lift. Breathe out, continue all the way up. Now don't let your knees wobble or your feet lift. If you can go all the way down, that is great. But remember, however far you go down, you've got to get back up without moving these legs. Even if you're only going to there, you are still working, all right? Remember, tuck the tailbone under, C-shaped spine. If you prefer, you could work with straight legs. It depends which is more comfortable for you, okay? So straight legs takes any pressure out of the lower back, helps if you've got tight hamstrings, but if you feel more comfortable, work with straight legs. Breathe in and tilt, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start to lift, breathe out, continue all the way up. Lengthen that back. Breathe in, tilt, breathe out and lower. Breathe in, start to lift, breathe out, continue the lift. So in your roll up, and this is mobility for the back and strength for your core, please complete 2 more repetitions. Bent or straight legs, But remember, those legs stay nice and still. Breathe in full deep breaths, allow the movement to flow. You're going to do one more. Lovely. Then you're going to bring yourself all the way down onto your back. And let's have our legs bent. Now, when you come down on your back here, I need you to make sure that your neutral spine, your comfortable back, is in place. So you may find you just need to tilt your pelvis a couple of times, find a position where your back feels comfortable. Your feet and knees are hips distance apart, shoulders are down relaxed. Looking straight up, so your head and neck are in line. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise your right leg to a right angle. Now you should be able to reach that knee with a softness to the elbow, okay? If there's a big bend, it's too close. And if you can't reach it, it's too far. So right angle in the knee, shin, front of the lower leg, facing the ceiling. The other leg has remained nice and still. I now want you to imagine you've got a cup of tea resting on your left knee. So we mustn't let it wobble, okay? Deep breath in. As you breathe out, you can bring up the upper body, chin off the chest, breathe in. As you breathe out, push the hands down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if it's too much with the upper body raised, then please bring it back down. So level 1 is just the leg. If you want level 2, we've added a pulse. And level 3, we're going to bring the other leg up as well. Make sure neutral spine. So you've either got one, that right leg, or both legs lifted. Deep, full breaths. And you've got to be drawing in and up through the core. So remember, the pelvic floor muscle is drawn up. That belt around your middle is tightened. So I'm going to ask you for one more. Upper body will come down, left foot will come back down, right leg stays where it is. Okay? Bring those arms up for me. So we're going to mobilise around the shoulders now, okay, as well as moving this leg. So the arms are going to go over, the leg is going to go out. Okay, so breathe in. As you breathe out, extend. Lengthen the arms over, lengthen the leg out. And then breathe in, bring it back in. Breathe out, pull away. Breathe in, returning. You've got that cup of tea again on your left knee, so don't let that leg wobble. Good. What I don't want you to do is scoop the leg. Literally, I've got hold of your toes and I'm pulling the leg away. Then I release and you bring it back in. Yeah? Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to return in. So out is out, in is in. Now the other leg remains nice and still. If you are absolutely sure that you're not moving that other leg, that your movement is absolutely perfect, then you can have the left leg raised, but keep it nice and still. Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to return. So in your one leg stretch, I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths. Once you've done those 2, arms come down, right foot comes down, and if it's not up already, bring your left leg up into right angle. Remember, you should be able to reach that knee. Hold it there, just need to have a quick drink of water. Constant talking just dries my mouth out. So that leg is raised at your right angled position. Right knee is absolutely still. Staying here, level 1. Bringing up the upper body. Level 2, breathe in. You breathe out and push the hands down. If you want to go further, bring up the right leg once again. Make sure you're not pulling on your head. Make sure the tummy muscles aren't doming upwards, okay? You're pulling them in and down, and you're pulling the pelvic floor up. So you've either got that right leg raised or just the left leg on its own, with or without that pulsing movement. I can certainly still feel this is called the 100, this exercise, at level 1. And I've been doing Pilates for a long, long time, but I know my pelvic floor is drawn up, my core muscles are completely engaged, my leg is exactly where it's meant to be, so I can feel it because I'm working, everything is in place. Probably should focus on my breathing a little bit more, but it's very difficult when I'm giving over instructions. But full deep breaths, yeah? Head and neck in line with the spine. I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths here. If you've got your right leg raised, that foot will lower, upper bodies will lower, and we're leading that left leg up, okay? When you're ready, and by all means have a rest if you need one, bring the arms back up, one leg stretch, breathe in, breathe out, it pulls out, breathe in, it comes in. Breathe out, it pulls out. Breathe in, it comes in. And again, we're not looking to scoop that leg. Literally pulling from the toes, extending and releasing. Just the arms or just the leg if you need to. Remember, right knee absolutely still. Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to return. If you do want to go further, then you could have your right leg raised. Don't let the heels drop down. Think right angle. Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to return. So I'm going to ask you please for 2 more repetitions. And then 1 foot at a time can come back down. And then allow those arms to float back down. And then if you want to, you can give yourself a nice long body stretch here. Well done. When you're ready, you're going to turn onto that other side. So we've already done one side. Elbow, shoulder, in line with each other. Hoist up the rib cage, open the chest. When I say open the chest, we're not starting with our chest facing down. Our chest is facing forward the same way that we should be looking, okay? Fingertips at the temple, breathe in. As you breathe out, now you can rotate forwards and down. And then breathe in and come back up to where you started. Breathe out, rotate forwards and down. Breathe in, return. Next level, hip raised. Breathe out, forward and down. Breathe in to release. So my hip is off the floor. Breathe out, rotate forward and down. Breathe in to lift up. You want to go further, legs come out straight. Opening the chest back up. So hip down or hip raised. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. So you've got some work happening around the shoulders, some strength through the shoulder. You've got work happening through the obliques. That's the main muscle group working here, your waist, okay? As well as the core and the lumbar spine. So just do 1 more for me, please. And then when you're ready, you're going to carefully lower and lengthen. Every time I move, I have to pull my trousers up. Head rests down on the arm, looking straight ahead. So, hand is there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise the legs without rolling forwards or backwards. The top leg is going to move. The bottom leg is going to stay lifted and still. Okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift. As you breathe in, release. And then you're going to breathe out, kick it forwards, and then breathe in to return. Breathe out to raise, breathe in to lower. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. Hand comes away at level 2, okay? Now there's no set height, no set distance to your movement. It is to where you feel comfortable. Keep those legs as straight as possible. Any real problems, you can always bring that bottom leg down to the floor. The bottom leg is working because it's not magic that's keeping that leg raised. The leg itself is having to keep up. Working through the core, down the side of the leg, through the spine, through the waist. Inner, outer thigh. Well done. Strengthen and lengthen through the body. Please complete one more of each movement and then allow those legs to carefully lower all the way down. Well done. So if you need to, just bring those knees in, give that hip a little bit of a rub. That's our main exercise is done, okay? So now I want you to bring yourself round into a box position. So we're back to where we started. Head and neck in line with the spine. Back nice and flat, core muscles zipped up. From here, just breathe in, round the spine, take the chin to the chest into cat stretch. And then breathe out and release. Breathe in, round the spine, tap the chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. So you're going to curl the toes under and push yourself back into a crouched position. You're going to tuck the chin into the chest. When you're ready, you're going to place the feet down and carefully begin to roll up through your back. Got a nice warm bottom because my radiator has come on. Good. Gently rolling all the way up to the middle. So once you are standing, relax the shoulders, reset that neutral, find the position where your back's come down. So I don't want you kind of slouched or slumped. Lengthen, yeah? Core muscles, try and keep those engaged. Whatever you've got to do for the rest of today, maybe you work in the evenings, you've got to go to work or something, just remember core muscles in place, okay? I've got cooking and a few other things to do, so I'm going to have to keep telling myself, engage my core, engage my core. At least until Holby's on, and then I can relax. Lift up onto the toes. I've missed Holby. And release. And again, it's not been on since the first lockdown. I do like my Tuesday nights. Lift up onto your toes. Hold it here. Close your eyes if you can. Test that balance. And release. Well done. So that's your Pilates there for you. I hope that you've enjoyed that. I hope you've managed to work at a level that was suitable for you. We have got Pilates back tomorrow morning. I thought if we do whatever we do in the evening, I've tried to do the next morning so that everyone's got the opportunity to do it. Let me just grab my book. I know you've only got 2 classes tomorrow. We've had 3 classes today. So if you missed those, this morning we started with aerobics and then we did step and tone. Both those videos will be on this feed, okay? So the Pilates we finished off the day with. Tomorrow we start with Pilates at 10 and then we take things up a few notches for HIIT at 4 o'clock. Okay guys, thank you for today, well done. Don't forget, we've still got videos on the YouTube channel from before. I've still got videos that can be uploaded onto that as well. Is that the right word, uploaded? I'm not very technical at all, you know. I'm terrible with things like this. I was doing a course earlier and it was all online and I was like, don't ask me to do anything technical because I'd have to get someone to help me. And my son was in a lecture and my husband was in a meeting and it was like, no, I'm stuck. But it was all right, it was okay. I had to have my tablet set up and my laptop set up. Then we had no internet whatsoever, so everything crashed. So yeah, luckily we managed to come up about 2 minutes before I was ready to go. So, but well done, thank you for joining me and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, bye for now.